Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Paul Mass video. Today let's talk a bit about the new Signet Suit Lear and a Gholdengo, I believe it's pronounced. So yeah, which is already in the game, which I'll be pulling for later today. So tune in for that if you guys want. And good luck if anyone's pulling on the banner. And this unit is really good. Honestly, like the more I look at it, the more I like it. This unit has like just so many great stuff going for it. So let's get into it. One by one over here. So first of all, let's look at some of the upsides, right? So this is a sprint unit, by the way, with a striker EX roll, steel type, and it's one of the rarer or special steel damage healers, which you don't see that often. Right, so yeah, one of the big things it has is it does some really big AoE damage. Like its main move, Make It Rain, right? It's an AoE 4-gauge move, right, with a really high base power, right, at like 5 out of 5, that's what, 211, mostly because it lowers your special attack by 1, so like usually moves with negative effects, they just get like higher, base power to compensate. Although it's not, this is actually not an issue. We'll talk about that later for this unit. So yeah, that's some really big base power over there. You also have the B move, Precious Make It Rain, which is also an AoE move. It's when your teams, when you sync a time, right? So you can only, it's like once per sync cycle, but it's pretty powerful, right? 360 base power and, no split damage as well, right? So it's AoE, no split damage. And then you have a pretty powerful sync on top of that, right? Which is also really easy to set up as well. The innate multiplier is only, when you have a circle, and he does set a circle himself. And then you also have brain power over here, which is obviously very easy to max out. When this unit maxes out its special attack in like one trainer move, right? As well as its crit. So like it's fully self-sufficient. It's again really easy to set up. It's max sync, right? All that stuff, brain power up here, etc. So yeah, like damage wise, it should be really good. And again, if you do EX roll, and this is like a AoE sync as well, right? So yeah, like damage wise, he should be really good, at least. So outside of that, we talked about he does have a circle. It is Passio circle, and it gives a lot of like team damage buff stuff, right? Like not only do you have like the circle itself, which is a defensive circle, right? Defensive circle. But yeah, it powers up the move, sync moves, all ally sync pairs by 5%, reduces the move sync move damage taken by all sync pairs by 10%. With each Passio theme, you get an extra 5% power up, and then extra 5% damage reduction, right? Max, you get 20% move power up, and then 25% damage reduction. And yeah, it also gives you physical and special move up next to your entire team by 1 when you use it, so it's not like totally defensive, but like outside of that, right, it also does have in your passive, when you have the Passio circle defensive on the allied field of play, it also powers up the moves and sync moves of your entire team, which by the way was figured out to be 40%. So that's a lot, 40% is a big deal. That's it's definitely a big deal. And then outside of that, you also have an extra node in your grid, which gives you an extra 20% to your team's moves and sync moves. So that's like what, 60% just from that, right? And then on top of that, you still get the extra, at least 5%, and then at most 20%, right? So yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of just extra just damage that you give to your team. Although the math is not quite not mathing. Let me see. What, 5%, right? Anyways, I'll figure that out later. But yeah, just a lot of like just team offensive buffs from that circle outside of the defensive stuff that you get from it, which is, you know, it's mainly supposed to be a defensive circle. But yeah, outside of that, you also get special defense debuffs, right? AoE special defense debuffs. Your the B move is -3 special defense, right? For the opponents, obviously, it's an AoE move, right? So that's really, really nice. And let's see what else. We got a lot of speed engages, right? You get free move next to your entire team, right? Especially nice if you're running with a decent amount of steel type units on your team. And yeah, outside of that, your base speed is really high, obviously. It's a sprint unit, right? You're not really gonna expect it to be like that terrible gauges wise, right? You have like fast track in your grid. You got move gauge acceleration when you use your trainer move. So yeah, you know, there's some extra move gauge, right? When you have circle. So yeah, just a lot of gauge stuff, gauge/speed stuff. Also nice that you do have like sync burst over here, so you know you could get 3 Passio circles, right? Just from that. So okay, what else we got? We got self-sufficient. We talked about that already. No negative effects. That's actually really nice. If you do check out its passive, right? You straight up just have like the user stats can't be lowered. So that's why like the lowers users special attack by 1 tower. And that's like not really relevant because your stats can't be lowered straight up, so it doesn't matter. And it prevents the user from being inflicted with status conditions, flinching, confused, or trapped. Like just straight up, like you can't get like hit with like negative effects like at all, which is pretty good. You also extend that to your team as well, right? When there is the Passio circle defensive on the field, like stats also can't be lowered for your entire like team, and then same thing with status conditions, flinch, confused, trapped, all that stuff. So that's really good. That's really nice. So yeah, you also have obviously sync move countdown being a sprint unit. Obviously your EX sync does that, and then you also get -1 sync move countdown when you use a trainer move as well. So yeah, there's that. And then yeah, I mean that's yeah, pretty much again easy setup, all that stuff. It's just it's a really nice unit. Honestly, it's a really powerful unit, and just high base special attack, high BP moves. You also got an extra multiplier over here for your spring. Just this is this is a very well crafted unit, I'd say. So in terms of the downsides, I guess like the main like big like obvious one is just that there's not that many. I mean, okay, quantity wise there is a lot, because I believe like the main character is Passio, which means like all like the Eggmons, but like in terms of like more relevant units, right? There's just not that many Passio units. It's like Lear, the MC, again, a lot of MC, but you know, Rachel, Sawyer, the new ones as well, and then Paulo and Tina, pretty much. I think that's it, right? So yeah, there's just not that many, but it's not like that big of a deal, because like the bonuses you get aren't like that much off of either Passio Flag Bearer or the Passio Circle, so it's not, I don't think it's like a huge deal. So alright, so now to get into lucky skill, team comp, and all that stuff, Synchrid. The lucky skill that he gets from the story for free is actually pretty nice. It's like Team Smart Start or something, which is on entry he gives your entire team special move up next, which is pretty damn good. So yeah, I mean, since you could swap lucky skills now, like you don't have to always have that up, right? Like especially if you're just, you know, if he's like the only special damage dealer on the team, I guess you could probably swap something else. I guess Head Start would be a nice one, you know, or Adrenaline could work. I think Head Start might be a bit better on him, right? Just because you're using those like training moves pretty early on, and then what else? Just your usual super powered / crit strike would still work, I suppose. But you know, there's not a ton of like super creative options you go for over there. So in terms of the sync grid, 2 out of 5. I mean, you got the move gauge. You could get some HP recovery there. Fast track is nice. There's like a special attack up 10 up here. You get the hidden heal as well, and then outside of that, just mostly just pick up like power-ups, right? And then 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. You're syncing with him. Obviously, you want the brain power, right? Fierce brain is obviously really nice too. You probably want to just pick up fast track, even though like it does cost a lot. But like if you want to get to Fierce brain, everything is just kind of costly, unless you think this is like a better use of your energy. They'll cost a bit more, but yeah, I mean, a lot of steel teams are pretty slow, so it shouldn't be that bad of an investment. And yeah, come down here, pick up that extra 20% buff for your team, and then if you have some extra energy, you could pick this up as well. You know, just to go for like full like damage. If it's like a longer event, maybe you want the sync burst for like an extra Passio circle, right? Obviously, you know, really can't afford like everything with that. Maybe in this case you pick up also like the the circle extension right down here instead of like the extra little damage up there, and speed, I guess. But you know, you can make up some of that with the the move gauge acceleration, so something like this perhaps. So yeah, that's some of the grids. Team comp wise, like maybe you could do something like this where it's like if you're trying to run like a full Passio team, right? Just because like there's not that many great like Passio damage dealers. It's like outside of it, it's like it's just like the other Lear, and then like Solgaleo is steel type, but the funny thing about Solgaleo is like the main, you know, move is like it's fighting, which is special, but like the special move is fighting and like the steel move is physical, which is not exactly what you're looking for with Lear there, right? I guess Paulo could also do some damage there, right? Like he's fine, but also again just mainly physical. So I guess just this Lear is probably the best option. And then again, support over here. Rachel is more offensive, Sora would be a bit more defensive. But I mean, I don't think it's like the best idea just to run in like full Passio. It's probably just better just to run like a steel team around him, right? You could still throw. I know he's like he's more of a physical support than a special, but it doesn't matter, and it's like not by like that much, right? Like, you know, most of his stuff is applicable to both. It's just his own damage is physical, I guess, is like the most part in terms of the split there. And if you want to run like a special steel damage hero, that would what's his name again? Thorton, right? Probably your best shot over here. He's really good. Obviously, like you will have 0 gauge issues running this team. Like these two are straight up just free gauges the entire time, and then like he's a sprint unit, so that would be nice at least. Although I do believe you need actually wait, does he have the Thorton does have, you do need to pick up this grand entry for him, and probably run another grand entry too on his lucky skill, just so he could, you know, max out his special attack. But other than that, right, it's fine. You get, he's a field unit, sync with him, get steel zone, right? He's just really good in terms of like just damage wise, gauge wise, all that stuff. He's obviously really nice. I guess another option for, again, like a special steel type damage dealer would be, if I could find him, where is he? Duraludon, right? Duraludon. He is a bit slower, but you know, again, with Steven Metagross not costing any gauges to use any moves, and then Even though his moves are like 4 gauges, but he just generally does give you a lot of gauges. I feel like it should be fine running this 176. Oh, to be fair, like at 216 speed, 4 gauge, you know, damage healer over here. But yeah, he does do good damage, right? Especially with the extra bit of help from his further expanded grid. So yeah, there's that. I mean, you can still run him with you know, well, you can run him with physical steel type damage healers. Obviously, there's a little Tate as well, right? Who exists and is really good. So yeah, as long as you get him that extra, you know, +2 special attack. So yeah, yeah, special steel type damage healers are they're catching up. They're definitely catching up. So all right, so yeah, overall it's a really good unit. Again, just a lot of great things this guy does. Yeah, I mean, you can't really say enough about like just all the good things this guy does, right? On the offensive end mainly. And I mean, again, there's some defensive stuff. His circle is a defensive circle, right? Oh yeah, speaking of the circle, by the way, the math is mathing. The base is 5%, and then he gives it like an extra 5% by himself, right? So that does actually add up. So yeah, it's great unit, great unit. It's just it's some people are saying, oh, you know, he's like the actual anniversary unit, like when the first Lear dropped back in the day during like this or right before the second anniversary. I don't buy that one personally. Like, yeah, he's good. He's really good. Do I think he's better than the Arc Suit units? No, not really. No, not really. He doesn't cost 500 scout points though, at least, so there is that. But yeah, this is a fantastic unit. If somehow you survived the Arc Suit banners and have like extra gems to go for, like this is definitely a really nice unit to try for. I do think pretty sure his banner lasts for quite a while though, so you should be able to at least see what's coming like next month first before deciding to go into the banner or not, right? So you don't have to like go for it right away. Not that like October banners are probably going to be as good, but you know, just in case, right? Just in case. But yeah, anyways, that's this one. I guess hope you all enjoyed, guys. Think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the videos from the channel for some more Pro Master content. We'll pull for him soon. Can't wait to use this unit. It's such a cool unit, man. So all right, see you guys in the next one.